Hi, welcome to another episode of Cobbler and Coles. I'm your host, Mr. Tim, and today it's about time I pulled out the cobbler and Coles and made you something special. Today we're making a made-from-scratch blueberry cobbler using fresh berries, not canned, and homemade scratch blueberry topping or biscuit topping. It's going to be amazing. But I figured it was only fitting that if my show is called Cobbler and Coles that I do a traditional cobbler. We went ahead and made all of our dry ingredients, even the stuff that we're going to be mixing with the blueberries, mixed it ahead. It's in mason jars this time. My wife came up with a suggestion. She says that I used a lot of zip top bags, and you know, if a scout is thrifty, you're going to want to be a little bit more careful what we use. So I have plenty of mason jars from all the stuff that I usually make, and I went ahead and put all the biscuit topping ingredients in this, and they're very sturdy. They can hold up to being carted out to camp. So we're going to make that for the finale tonight. So let's get cooking. For this recipe, we're going to do a lot of the mixing right into the Dutch oven. We're going to start with 3 pints of blueberries. We got 3 pints of blueberries in the bottom. Then we have a little bit of sugar, a little bit of flour, a little bit of lemon zest, all mixed together. We're going to toss these with us. Now normally I like to mix ingredients ahead of time, but with fresh blueberries, if you were to mix the sugar and the berries ahead of time, then it starts a maceration process, and there's nothing wrong with the macerated blueberry. However, by keeping it separate, you get that pop when you bite into it. Some of them are gonna actually be still firm because you waited. Now, you get these mixed together and you set them off to the side. And we're mixing this in a cold Dutch oven, not preheated. The recipe says only 6 tablespoons of butter. But you know, there's only 2 more tablespoons in the stick of butter, so why are we going to waste 2 whole tablespoons of butter? I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a big fan of butter. But we're going to cut these into little cubes, and then we're going to mix in the dry ingredients with the butter. And we're going to do something with a tool that's called a pastry cutter. Not exactly something that we see in a lot of camp boxes, patrol boxes, but since I'm at home, I'm going to take every opportunity that I have to take all the dry ingredients that we already had pre-measured in the mason jar, dump it into the bowl, and in goes the butter. Now, the whole purpose of a pastry cutter is to mix and cut the butter and still keep a lot of the shape. You want them in about pea-sized pieces. Tried to say that a couple times. Pea-sized pieces. And you just keep on going until you get everything happily mixing together. You want to still keep the butter intact. That's why you want this still cold, because it helps to make a flakier biscuit topping. Now, if you're not into the whole flaky biscuit topping, then by all means, you can use some melted butter in this situation. It'll have a different texture, but it will still be delicious. Yeah, now, as you can see, the pieces are getting smaller. They're getting more incorporated into the flour mixture, and it's almost time for the buttermilk. Alright, So we're gonna get this all mixed up. And it'll start coming together and forming biscuit dough in just a few moments. And now that you have a nice shaggy dough coming together, it's time to get in there. Now, if you happen to be at home and you have the benefit of all of your stuff at home, go ahead and measure out some biscuits using an ice cream scoop. And now, without mashing your berries, try and cover nice and smoothly all the way around. The best made from scratch blueberry cobbler. Not overly sweet. The made from scratch biscuit topping is light but crispy. The blueberries are popping because we didn't macerate them ahead of time. The little bit of lemon zest adds to it like you wouldn't believe. This is a game changer when it comes to cobblers. And it's made in a Dutch oven over coals. You can make this at camp. Preparation is everything. I'm gonna dig back into this. I thank you very much for joining me today. This has been an adventure that I will never forget. Can't wait till the next one, and I'll see you at the next campfire. If you haven't already, like and subscribe so you can continue to see videos like this.